Bum. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Welcome to the Bloody Screen podcast again. I'm singing a song that has no blood in it at all.
Kind of. I've had some history with it.
You know what I played? I played Wind Waker and I played Ocarina of Time. So I've only played two of them, and I have to say, they're both pretty similar. I tried to play Majora's Mask, but that one was just too hard for my little brain to figure out what the hell to do. I was just walking around and the moon just kept crashing in the planet. I'm like, what do you want? I don't know.
What do you want from me?
And I was young then, so I didn't know about the internet and what it could tell me to do. I mean, I guess now if I just looked her up, I would be like, yay, I understand what to do. So...
I was kind of the same way at one point. I can't remember what Zelda game it was. It was for the Nintendo 64. I was trying to look for how to get the horse. So I looked it up online, but that's when my brain couldn't understand what the fuck was going on. So I tried reading all the shit and I have no idea what's going on, so...
You're reading, they're like, go over to the cliff at the, Hercule area. And you're like, where? I'm at the tree.
Exactly.
By the way, how was your 4th?
It was pretty good. Enjoyed some of those fireworks. I did not
shoot off fireworks, make the big old firework ball in your hand and just hold it there and see what happens?
No, I'm not that stupid yet. I mean, usually me and my family go up to South Dakota for the 4th, and we'll ride out on dirt bikes and shoot fireworks at each other, but Dad couldn't get the work off, so yeah, we stayed home.
I didn't think you were a redneck, Dick. Ride around on dirt bikes, we shoot fireworks at each other, and then afterwards we like to, we basically like to take our guns and go shoot cans, man. Oh, man, it's some good stuff right there, I tell you what.
There's nothing more scarier than having a freaking Roman candle being shot at you while you're freaking riding a dirt bike straight at them.
No, Jesus Christ, that is damn near. I don't know, maybe it's just me where I'm just like, yeah, no, if I was on a dirt bike, I would not be shooting things at everybody. But then again, it would just be hilarious on me on a dirt bike, being I never rode one before, so yeah, that's its own hilarity. Yeah, honestly, I was working on the site the 4th. I was spending my time working on the site, but I do got the good news. I just did buy, so that old capture card I got was a piece of shit, so I got a new one that's actually a capture box. So that should be coming in like probably Tuesday or something, and I'm kind of excited for that. We can actually start getting gameplay videos up, which I have to say, if we do that, I'm probably going to cancel one of the shows, and I'm probably going to say it's probably going to be that new one we did, the Men Without Tights.
I was listening to it the other day, and I was enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I'm not. It would just be for the sake of time and shit we can't do. It might be one of those shows that's like once in a while type of thing where I wouldn't completely cancel it, but just when I can't get someone to actually come down and record some gameplay with me of whatever game. I'm also not thinking we're going to do new games as often. I mean, we'll probably do new ones, but we'll probably just record us playing really just anything because I can't afford new games all the time. So yeah, that's something that's going to be happening soon. Hopefully, as what I always love when you're reading something that says, "Oh yeah, easy to set up. It's easy. It's easy." I'm like, okay, easy to who exactly? Is it easy to somebody like me, or is it easy to like some computer genius who builds his own computer? Those are two different types of people here.
Exactly. Like, I've been looking at gaming PCs, and there's some like, where it's like, oh, you can just build your own for like $600, and it's like, yeah, but I'm not gonna know how to build it, so I'm gonna be like spending like $600 on shit I'm not gonna know what to do with.
I know. There's a guy at my work saying, "Oh yeah, Brandon, you just buy the laptop and I'll build you a good gaming PC for about like $600. It only round you up to about 1,000." I'm like, first of all, huh? Second of all, I pay you to do that. Is it gonna be like mechanic style where I have to wait like 3 weeks before I ever get it? If I'm gonna drop $1,000, I'm not dropping it so I can pay somebody to build it. I'll just buy a really good one, I guess. That's all I can say. Yeah, I mean, my laptop, now that I got that for about 500, actually 400. It does pretty well. It's supposed to be like, it's not as good as a gaming one, but it's like right below a gaming laptop, so I count that as a win. Yeah, otherwise my fourth, I was just busy messing with shit on the site, just getting all our shit put up for once. For some reason I procrastinate on getting all the shows put up. Like, they're up on YouTube, of course, but like getting them up on our site is just another story. Because once I upload them to YouTube, YouTube's like, well, you gotta wait a few minutes for us to process this. I'm like, well, fuck you, I gotta go do other shit.
So yeah,
I can't just keep pressing refresh all the time.
Just like Deadpool, 1,000,001.
Yeah, I know, 1,000,001, 1,000,002. Oh yeah, I was telling Nick the other day, because we went and saw The Lone Ranger, and I was telling him, I was like, God, I want to do that just for our site. Just keep refresh. And then look how many hits we got. Holy crap. That would never happen. Yeah, so anyways, you ready to start out with the top 5?
Yes, I am.
Wow! It's the top 5, brought to you by the Bloody Screen Podcast. Because I have nothing else in my room right now that it can be brought to you by. Oh wait, Gateway Computers. There we go. There's a Gateway Tower, not even hooked up to anything, right on my desk. It's just there. Doesn't do anything. Anyways, yeah, it's just a waste of metal. God, I'm getting sick and tired of talking about some of these games. Literally, the top 5 has not changed at all. So, yay! Number 5. Let's see. I said it hasn't changed. Let's see if you can guess what number 5 is.
Ah, shit.
Come on. What is it?
I have no clue.
First of all, I'm going to have to say these are for June 22nd, because these things are always like 2 weeks behind. Number 5, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D for the 3DS. Yep, it's still there. I mean, I don't know what else I can say about it, except for we've talked about this to a pretty good extent of, yeah, I have never played a Donkey Kong Country besides the original, and it's for the 3DS. I just wonder how the hell that works out, though. Like, I don't know, is it just a side-scroller, I'm guessing?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, those are the type of good games for handheld, in my opinion. The side-scrollers. Because, it doesn't take much to do them. I am to this point, though, where if I play on my big TV, I'm not totally opposed to side-scrollers. Hold on. I'm sorry. Nick just sent me a text that said still in FOCO, bro.
Oh, God.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He just turned into one of those computer guys.
I don't know what that means. Still in FOCO. I don't know what that means. I know it just stopped exactly what I was doing, but Nick, I asked him to be on hey, you're going to be on the show? And he says, still in FOCO. I don't know what that means.
Does his phone have like that autocorrect or something?
I don't know. I'm waiting to see if he sends a correction to what he's saying, because I don't know what FOCO means. Maybe I'm just not cool and hip enough, but
I'm still in a foxhole.
Maybe yeah, I'm still in a fox. Did you go overseas? Are you fighting in the war right now? Like, I don't, or maybe a legit foxhole. Like I'm still in the foxhole. I have no idea what the hell that meant. Okay, I would normally not stop the show, but I honestly have no idea what I'm going to be talking about with Donkey Kong. Anyways, Donkey Kong, number 5. Yeah, I'm tired of talking about Donkey Kong. Number 4. Can you guess it, Nikki G? Come on.
I honestly have no clue.
Okay, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Yeah, for the 360, yet again, another game we've talked about to a pretty good extent. You still haven't played that, have you?
Nope.
Are you just going to wait for Ghost to come out and just play that one, or what?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the Infinity Wars. I mean, I think I just like their graphics. Although the Black Ops kind of do have a more fun story. It's not so, I hate to say generic, but, really, it is kind of.
It's so fighting. No, actually, Black Ops 2 was not the same generic story that we're used to with these first-person shooters. Like, it's not just some evil Russian terrorist whatever, trying to blow, it has a nuclear bomb. No, it's this, it's this evil, like, he's like Venezuelan or some bullshit like that, and he's actually able to turn our shit upon us, and it's actually really cool. I've only played through it once, which is weird because I own it, and I've only played through it once, but, whatever. It's just, I have literally, stacks of games. And being I just got a PS2, and I just bought like 5 more games for that, just so I actually had games on my PS2. Yeah, the stack just got higher, so yay. I'm currently actually playing a Punisher game right now for the original Xbox. It's pretty fun. It's better than both those movies combined.
So you didn't like the James Thomas one?
No, God, Thomas Jane. I actually prefer the Warzone. Warzone at least was crazy and fucked up enough where I was like, yeah, that's my type of comic book movie. Because it was just like, he punches a dude's head and it explodes. I'm like, yeah! Frank Castle! Kick some ass! They don't go with all this, like, stupid, boring, depressing bullshit where, the whole time he's like, oh, he's an alcoholic and blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, it's just the Punisher, guys. He's not a deep character. He's not Batman. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It's been over. It's almost a year. We're coming up in a few months. It's going to be a year, and this game's been out and it's still in the top 5. I'm just amazed who hasn't played this game yet. Who doesn't own this game yet? Who's like, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It's $50. I should buy it. Anyways.
I feel like you're directing that towards me.
Oh, no. Black Ops 2 is not one of those games that's a must-buy in there, Nicky G. That's really not. I'm actually hoping I haven't got around to playing it yet. I actually downloaded Battlefield 3 for the PlayStation Plus. It was just free. So I'm hoping I can actually play the online on that. And if so, I'm going to do a re-review of Battlefield 3 so that way I can actually be like, okay, that story's dog shit, but maybe the online was fun, so hopefully it just came with the online. I don't know. It didn't say story only or single only, so we'll see.
You'll probably just have to give some practice, because, when you first start off, you can get really frustrated just because you get your ass spanked.
Oh, especially by now. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, number 3. Any ideas?
Nope.
Minecraft.
Yay!
That one at least makes a little sense, being that it actually was released this month, or last month, but it still kind of falls in the category. Who the fuck hasn't played Minecraft yet? At least downloaded the demo and been like, yeah, this is stupid as fuck. I'm just kind of like, I'm really on that, like, why would I care? I don't know, with games like The Last of Us, games like Deadpool, games that are like, BioShock, those games with good stories where it took actually a team to make these, and, graphics that are intense, and then gameplay that varies. Why are people still playing a game with, like, that actually kind of hurts my eyes to look at, and has nothing to it? It's just dig, build, uh-oh, there's a monster there. This good thing I built a sword and I can swing at an upward, downward motion. Like, there's nothing to them.
I'd imagine it's just more of a time killer, really.
Yeah, there's better games for time killers, though. I don't know. I would want to say it's a time killer, but people really invest quite a bit of time into this.
Well, I think it's one of those things where it's kind of like, it's kind of like you don't have to have that story to finish it. It's just ongoing, so you just don't have to stop at a certain spot and continue, just keep going, and that's basically it.
Isn't that what they call it? The multiplayer's for in video games? Where there's no story and you can just keep going, and I understand that a little bit more, but I don't know. Someone in the comments section, any listener who is a fan of Minecraft, please explain to me why it's so great. And then you can't be like, well, you gotta try it, because I have played it.
Yes, our commenters who type invisible comments.
Yeah, I know, honestly. I only have to post it to 3 different areas to try to get it out there. But, whatever. Number 2. Since you haven't been able to guess any of them so far, I'm just going to say you won't be able to guess this. It's Animal Crossing New Leaf. Yep, Animal Crossing. Never played it. Nick says it was really fun.
I don't even know what that game's about.
Yeah, I was like, all I'm picturing in my head is animals that are crossing like a street. Maybe it's finally we can answer the question of why the chicken crossed the road. So we can throw away his copy of Animal Crossing. Awesome. Alright, so all I have to say is... And folks, we have our other friend here. A little late host, hasn't been on in a little bit, but Dustin, Rusty Dusty, the Dustinator. I don't know any other nickname, just, hey.
Oxidizing iron and shit, cause that's rusty and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah. Dustin, how was your 4th?
Not bad, not bad. Got to see some fiery balls of goodness, and then I went to see The Lone Ranger last night.
Oh, nice. I saw that too the other night, and I thought it was pretty badass. I have to ask. Alright, so guys, I'm kind of at that point in my life, though, where fireworks don't really do nothing for me, so I'm thinking what they should do is find, with an abandoned building they're going to demolish anyways. They do the fireworks for the beginning, but for the end finale, you're sitting there, and they blow up a fucking building.
Can they at least send hipsters in there?
They could send hipsters, homeless, the assholes who still pop up their collar like some douchebag. Yeah, all of them.
That's America.
Yeah, we'll cleanse America one day. One day a year, we take everybody who's just not, worth a shit. What really drove me nuts? So I was at work the other day, and I saw this dude with his hat all sideways, sagging his pants, walking around like a gangster. And then I see, his girlfriend come up with a baby, and then he starts, I was like, you're somebody's fucking father? You should be, see, this is when I start losing it. I'm just like, how is some douchebag like that somebody's, I feel sorry for the kid. I really do. I do feel sorry. Because he's going to grow up being like, Daddy, why do you look so retarded? But anyways, we were talking about the top 5. We got to number 5. Dustin, since Nikki G's been terrible at the top 5, what is number 1?
Shit. We're doing video games this week, right?
We're video games. It's video. You're in the Bloody Screen podcast. Welcome.
Is it The Last of Us?
It is The Last of Us, yes! That was the winning point, and Rusty Dusty wins! The Last of Us is still number 1, because I don't even think Deadpool's gonna be knocking that off next week. Yeah, so, The Last of Us, number 1, it's kicking ass, taking names. I haven't seen any real bad reviews on it, so, woo! Actually, no, we never did. Well, we sort of did one. So, yeah, I liked it. Dustin liked it. Did you finish it yet, Dustin?
Yeah, I beat it. Shit.
Yeah. It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
You have to agree with me, though. I had like 3 times in the game where you thought it was over, and then it wasn't over.
Yeah, yeah.
It was one of those things like, oh, okay, clearly this is the end of this story. Okay, that was a good... okay, we're still going. Okay. An hour or so later, like, okay, this is... clearly that wasn't the end. Okay, this is the end of the story. No, okay.
Just
okay,
kidding.
This is the end of this... come on! Stop dick-teasing me! That was like my only complaint, and I've made that very clear. But anyways, that was the top 5. Brought to you by all that other bullshit. So, we've been having some talks about the used games and, all that, and Microsoft backed down. But you know who hasn't backed down? It's a company ran by Satan.
Oh yeah, EA.
Yeah, you knew what I was talking about. EA, they're kind of... Okay, from what they're saying they're doing, they're not going to ban used games. They're not going to make because, publishers still have that ability to be like, no, you can't buy used games from us. But what they are going to start doing, and apparently they did in Dead Space 3, and I just somehow missed that entirely, microtransactions in their game. They're gonna start adding microtransactions, and they're gonna start adding. Of course, they already have the DLC, and they already have the if you buy it used, you can't play her online, asshole.
Dude, so that's bullshit. When I play, especially online games, when I'm playing with other people, I want other people to have the same shit as I have just from buying the game.
I know, honestly, the only time microtransactions in my eyes are good is if it's a free game. Like a free DLC, a free MMO or a free game that's just out there. That's the way they're going to pay for that game, is with microtransactions. That's fine with me. because you're already providing us with a video game for free. But if I'm paying $60 for a video game, and then you're going to be like, well, you can beat the game, but if you really want to make it a breeze, you can just buy this really awesome gun and just win. Yeah, that's not okay in my opinion. Or you can go, or you're playing like Call of Duty, say, and they say, or I guess Battlefield, EA property. You're playing Battlefield 4, and they're like, you're starting out, you're just shooting, and you're like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. But then you get this level 1 comes in, but he has like one of the best guns with holographic sights, and he's just like, he's hitting you from a mile away. You're like, he's a level fucking 1 because he was able to put down $10. He got like a buttload of guns and maybe body armor or something, That's when it's not okay. When you clearly give somebody an advantage just because they're willing to shell out more money instead of just work at it like, a human being, that's where I'm like, okay, asswipe. Come on. I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts on microtransactions?
It really does kind of... go ahead, Dustin.
I think a free game, though, like, I've been playing League of Legends, and that's a fully free game, and that has microtransactions, and it works good in that game, because it's not anything that really changes the game at all. It just changes the way the game looks, or adds sounds, or doesn't change the gameplay at all, and
no, that's fine. That's fine right there. Like, it's also like you said, a free game too.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not like you paid a bunch of money. But what about you, Nicky G?
It's basically kind of the same thing. I mean, if it's a free game, I don't really care. But if it's not, and just people are buying gear just so they can be overpowered against the people who just started, that's just kind of just bullcrap to me sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's major bullshit. Yeah, EA says they're going to start doing it, and they, it just amazes me how worried a giant company like EA is about, used games. Now, I understand they want to make as much money as possible. That's just a company. A company wants to make as much money as possible. They have stockholders. They got all that. I was like, honestly, if you want people to get your games, just make good games. I mean, hell, a CEO of Nintendo, I think he says, I have no problem with used games because if you make a good game, people are going to buy that game regardless. They're not going to be like, well, I don't, like Last of Us. Granted, I rented The Last of Us, but I tell people you have to buy that game. If you rent it like I did, not from GameFly, but if you try to Redbox it like I did, you won't get any enjoyment out of it. You're going to try to rush through it. I still like the game, but I rushed through it, which was not the way to play that game. So there are, if a game is good and well done, you're going to want to own it. And that's just me. I say if you just take your time and make good games, because, if I shell at $60 and I got Thor the video game, I'd be pretty fucking pissed. Actually, speaking of used games, I was in GameStop the other day, buying my memory card for my PS2 I just got. And I noticed that they're like, oh, our great deals we have. So literally, you can trade in, Injustice and BioShock Infinite and all that. They will give you $20 whole, guys. $20 whole.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I was like, come on, guys. You got, whoa, I don't know, $20. You guys are like giving me a deal here. How much you sell it for? Oh, $50? Okay. You're going to give me 20, but you're going to resell for 50. I mean, you don't even just do $10 markup. I mean, come on, guys. That's...
Were you just dancing around like one of those like old miners that just found oil?
Oh, yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo, yeah! Whoa, look at that type of deal. I almost wanted to call out the one employee that was there, but she was being real nice because literally, okay, so GameStop doesn't sell PS2 games anymore or anything, but amazingly enough, they still sell the memory cards. And she had to go search around for the fucking memory cards for me. Because I was like, I just want one. And they have them in like this little like cardboard box just underneath their desk, and they're like, oh, there they are. And they just have like, they're just thrown in there. I'm like, yeah, I'll just take this one, whatever. And they apparently vary in price too. They're all 8 megabytes. Yeah, I didn't realize they were that little in memory, but yeah, they're all 8 megabytes, and I'm just like, okay, I'll just take this one.
She opened the back of the closet door, ran back into like the freaking temple, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I know. She had to replace something with the cards, and then a giant, rolling ball starts coming after her. I'm like, oh, I'll just get one. Are you kidding me? Oh, I got one PS2. Anyways, so this kind of pisses me off. All right. And this news story of the reason why Australia banned the new Saints Row game. The reason why is because the alien anal probe weapon. Yeah. And it's apparently has alien narcotics, which, okay, I understand if they put it like a restriction saying, okay, it's 18 and plus, it's not banned, but you have to be an adult to buy this. But when you fucking tell adults that we don't want you playing this game, fuck you, alright? They're old enough to make their own goddamn decisions. That's why when they're like, oh, you should, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be this guy. I'm all for it. I say anyone should be able to release any game. But you have to have, you can't have it, technically there's no law if a GameStop employee sells a 6-year-old the new Saints Row game. There's no law saying, he's not gonna get fined for that. And you know what? If they made a law saying you can't sell them that, that's fine. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal for me. I'm just like, you know what, whatever. Technically, you can't go into Walmart, GameStop, any place like that if you're under 17 to buy those games anyway. So, what do you care? But saying no one can play them is a bunch of fucking bullshit. And what really kind of pisses me off what Australia did, okay, the alien probe weapon, literally, okay, so they you just shove it up an enemy's ass. But they're fully clothed enemies. So you're just shoving up a fully clothed enemy's rear end and then using the weapon. What is so graphic about that? I'm sorry. Motherfucker. I mean, are you kidding me with this shit? It's not like they're you pull down their pants, you see their ass crack, and you shove it up their ass, and they're moaning the whole fucking time. It's nothing like that. No, it's just video games, stupid cartoon video game violence. I've seen worse shit on Family Guy. Give me a fucking break. I mean, hell, the most graphic game I've seen, with nudity and stuff, was The Witcher. And that game is one of my favorite games ever, not because it just shows me tits and bush, but just because it's just awesome in general. And yet I didn't hear about that game getting banned. But yeah, Australia is just I want to live in Australia, but I don't because of this shit. Because they're like, oh, we don't like this because one of their higher up people, I think their prime minister or whatever, is a little pansy asshole, gets a little sand in his vagina. It's like Australia is run by Fox News, for fuck's sake.
Maybe it's because one of the high officer, government members of Australia was actually probed by aliens.
It's not the first time, they're notorious for banning games. Literally, your game's awesome if it gets banned by Australia. Because I think Manhunt got banned by Australia. I think God of War barely made it. I think GTA got banned by Australia. I mean, it's just, your game is good if you get banned, okay? That's why I'm just I'm glad I live in America where we're yeah, just whatever. If you want to shoot a child in the face, we don't do that. No game has done that yet, which I'm waiting. Actually, I guess Dead Space is about the closest I've seen to it, but they're mutant babies, so it's okay.
Well, I also heard that they were banned just because of the violence, which, I mean, if looking at the gameplay, it's not even really that much blood. I mean, compared to, other games where you could just completely eviscerate people.
Well, compared to Gears of War and God of War, and I know somehow those ones with the wars in the title, compared to those games where you're Gears of War, where you're chainsawing a monster in half and you see the innards, or God of War, where you literally go up to a Cyclops and rip out its eye. Saints Row ain't shit. You just shoot them and little blood splatters. I'm that's Call of Duty violent right there.
Especially a freaking country that was founded on a prison colony.
I know. A country where they just sent all their criminals over. You think they wouldn't be so, we don't allow that stuff into our country. Go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. I'm all for the Aussies. You guys are awesome, but your government is a bunch of little pansy ass. Seriously. I mean, what kind of bullshit is it that an adult can go fight in a war and get killed and see actual blood and violence and, see their buddies get killed? What kind of world do we live in where that's okay? But if you do it virtually and you're just doing it for entertainment's sake, and it has it has nothing against you, I have to say, I have firsthand noticed that video games now warp my mind. Because did you guys see that video of that fucked up officer shoot that dog?
I did not.
No.
I mean, I kind of avoided it because.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize how it was going to be, but I couldn't finish watching that video. I mean, like once he shoots the dog and the dog's like hurt, I'm just like, oh, I can't watch this shit. And that right there just proved to me I'm clearly not desensitized to actual violence because that actually got to me. So, bam! Take that, your psychology bullshit. I win.
Well, I mean, especially with especially when in the USA where we always, we get these tragedies of shootings and stuff, and instead of taking away the guns, which, I mean, I'm on the fence on pro gun control and otherwise keeping the guns because there's a bunch of different variables in it.
Yeah, I'm on the fence too about that. Like, I'm just saying, like, why do you need an automatic weapon? But then again, I'm just like, I don't want to see anyone's shit taken away because I would be pissed if they said I can't play. If they started pulling what the Australia does, where you can't play violent video games, I'd be like, fuck you, I'll put it out.
Then I hope you don't like the NRA because, I mean, they always come out and just, whenever something like this happens, the first thing they'll come out and say is, they'll blame the video games. And
oh, I know, because those gun-toting rednecks know so much about video games. Like, yeah, sure shit ain't us shooting live animals and gutting it in front of us. That ain't crazy at all. It's those video games where you just kill imaginary things.
Or you get CNN, and they're talking about, what was it, like Mass Effect 2 or whatever?
Oh, no, that was Fox that did Mass Effect 2. CNN, I think they did one recently of, I want to say it was the newest Dead Space. Because that one was pretty violent, too. CNN did something recently where they were just being stupid. Right after the Sandy, what was that? The shooting in the school. Right after that, CNN came on and made idiots of themselves, and they, of course, came out and apologized. And the only time I'm thinking is, you dumb motherfuckers, why do you keep doing this? Because each time you get an uproar, and you get backlash, and then you have to come out and apologize. It's nothing new. Same thing happened at Fox News. Same thing, it happens every fucking time. You people, you're just morons. You find one little study where they think, oh, well, this guy says violence lead to video games. What? Because it's like they were filming me, because, like, I have to be honest, like, when I was playing Bioshock Infinite, and you put this, like, saw thing, like, that hook thing in someone's head and spin it, I have to admit, I was going, oh, shit. Or hell, even that Punisher game I'm playing, you actually throw somebody, you kill people in brutal fucking ways, like, throw them in electric eels and they get, zapped to death, or, hold them over a shark tank and a shark eats them. I have to admit, fuck, I'm just like, I don't even care if the graphics look shitty. That's fucking metal.
I mean, it's just especially one of those things where, it's just, they don't know the shit they're talking about.
I know. They're the old people. See, I can't wait for all those old people. I mean, I hate to say it, because, like, I love my grandparents and stuff, but, they're fucking stupid, okay? They're like, oh, that's brutal, that's too much, they have to be banned. I was like, once they're gone, everybody else is going to be fine. We're going to stop hearing that argument. Once their generation is done and they're out of politics and off the news and off doing all that stupid bullshit, it's done. No one's going to use that as an argument because everyone's going to be like, you dumb motherfuckers. I mean, you think those people would be like when the Talkity pictures came out and everyone said how horrible those things were. I mean, Jesus Christ. But anyways, yeah, we've been going on for this for some time. I can just rant and rant and rant.
I was going to ask one more question that was just, do you think games are an outlet for people?
I think they can help. I don't know, because I've had a couple of times where you just... They're able to distract your mind. Like, say if you're angry about something, you got pissed off at work, some horrible human being was just coming up to you and being an asshole to you at work. You come home, you play some video game. It doesn't have to be violent. You just play any game, really. And it just makes you forget about it. You're just playing. You see, I was playing Gears of War 1 for a little while there, and it just makes you forget everything. You're just like, well, okay. You're not angry about it anymore. It's not something where I'm like, die. I mean, I'll do that if an enemy's kicking my ass. Then when I kill him, I'll be like, fuck you, I kicked your sorry ass. But, that's about it. I don't know. I never personally used them as an outlet to, like, get anger issues out or anything. I don't know. I don't know if you guys ever have.
Nope.
The simple dusted, no, I'm not crazy. I don't do that. But it's just...
I'm pretty crazy, I think.
It's just something the politicians use just to be dicks. And honestly, even the news uses it just to get views. Because they know it gets uproar. They know they're going to get people watching them. It's fucking ridiculous. I know why they do it, and I know they're not... I don't think anybody in their right mind actually believes it. Anybody with a brain in their fucking head believes it. I mean, like you said, the gun control people, the NRA, they're sitting there saying, well, video games did it because they want the things off the guns. They're trying to pass the blame. No, it was video games. No one's that stupid. No, it's video games. No one's that... It's the video game. No one's that stupid. Come on. Oh... I mean, hell, after the Aurora shooting, some people were blaming the Nolan Batmans. I was like, what? I hate U.S. people. I really hate people sometimes. They're stupid as fuck.
With the frickin' gun control and video game thing, or like gun violence caused by video games, that's so messed up because anyone can play a video game, and at the same time, anyone can kill anyone. There's an overlap there.
I know.
Not because there's just an overlap there because like that can happen. It can be overlapped. Not because one causes the other.
What's their explanation?
You see that causing it. It's obvious that we don't see that.
What's their explanation when that overly religious person who was sheltered from everything, has a mental breakdown and shoots up a little Christian school like that happened a couple years back or whatever? I don't think he was a big video game player. He was some crazy guy because he was brought up as a crazy human being.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at human history and all the shit we've done, and we didn't have video games in our lives.
I know. Hitler, he was actually really into Call of Duty. No one knew that. I mean, honestly, actually, I'm going to say, we're less violent now than we've ever been in history. But because the news exists and they have to, they of course report on everything, we're just more knowledgeable about everything. I was like, if you can name the last genocide that happened, please do. I mean,
I think they're still going on in Africa.
Well, okay, I was about to say, I doubt they're playing a lot of video games in Africa, so if you can explain what's going on over there, I doubt the warlords in Africa are like, man, I really like this new Saints Row. It's really fun. Oh man, it makes me want to go shoot a village. Hey, let's go shoot the village up. I really doubt, or I doubt Gaddafi was sitting there like, man, this Gears of War is awesome.
Look, I just probed the guy. We should do that in real life.
I know, I just cut a guy in half with a chainsaw. Margaret, grab me my chainsaw. I want to go cut some villagers up. Fuck you guys. I want to be on one of those news things where they have me defending video games. I'm like, you dumb motherfuckers. How they did it at Jeff Keighley in like 2008 with Mass Effect 2? I wouldn't be as polite as that asshole. He was like, oh, okay, you're cutting me off. I'd be like, no, you shut the hell up, you dirty whore. It's my turn. You don't know nothing. You name the last video game you played and then we can talk. And if you say Pac-Man, I will go over there and punch you in the throat.
I'm pretty sure if we did that, they'd just ban the games forever.
I know. No, they'd be like, see? He's clearly just an angry human being because of them. I'm like, no, I'm angry because you're so goddamn stupid. I was about to add a feature to our site where I just get on and just, rant for like 15 minutes about some subject that kind of annoys the piss out of me. But I think it makes better for the show when we just get onto these tangents about this. And it always happens. Just, I know Australia's notorious for it. For banning games and stuff, so fuck you guys.
Australians?
Not Australians, of course. I like I said, I am a big fan of Australians. I want to visit Australia, I really do. I just think their government's a little wank. And I know people can say that about American government. I don't give a fuck what you say about my government, because it's not like I'm the biggest patriot out there anyways.
Our government's pretty fucked up too, though, so... I know.
Every government's fucked up. I kind of honestly believe, that's why I'm kind of like that whole, in that socialism standpoint where no one's in power. Because the moment you get somebody in power, they're gonna start getting corrupt. That's just human nature.
And even if you're honest, think about how hard it is to just keep track of millions of people. Let alone have order, make everyone happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna say Obama, I think, is a pretty honest guy. But, he has a bunch of other people below him who probably aren't the most honest people. Who are a bunch of corrupt assholes, and they'll maybe lie to him or, just make decisions, I mean, I don't think our president has as much power as everyone likes to blame him for, but, whatever.
He's a man, just like you and I are men.
Honestly. We got 20 minutes left. You guys, let's get in a couple of reviews. I'll start out with one, maybe you guys have heard of this game. I think Nikki G has. Sniper Elite V2. Yes or no? That one?
Yep.
I've heard of it, but I haven't played it, so.
It's one of the last, it's one of the few Nazi killing games around right now. Especially for the new, this generation we've been in. We've kind of got out of the World War II setting, and this one kind of brings us back, but, takes the World War II and says, how about we wrap some badass around it? I like to compare this, say the movie Shooter, where you're playing, where Mark Wahlberg's a really good sniper. Make Shooter with a World War II setting, mix Shooter with Inglourious Bastards, and you kind of got, Sniper Elite. This really is just has a lame-ass story. It's just, your generic, special ops sniper who is going to kill Nazis and Russians. That's literally the gist of it, that you find a rocket and you're like, oh, we gotta destroy this rocket because it contains this really bad gas or bomb or whatever it is. It was, video game. Nothing special. But what is special and novelty about this game is the fact when you play as a sniper, you shoot at your target or anybody really in general, it will sometimes go in slow-mo. Not only go in slow-mo, but show the bullet going through an actual, mapped out, anatomically correct human being. So if you shot him through the kidneys, it's going to show the bullet go through his kidneys. Or, my personal favorite, you shoot him in the testicles. You're going to see that bullet go flying through his thigh, go through the testicles. And it's just so awesome. I mean, you know what I really love about this game is you can just put it on easy and become a baddest motherfucker in the world. You could just run around just shooting and you don't even need to be stealthy. You can just fuck it, I want to kill you all, and you can see all the gruesome awesomeness that comes with this game. Or you can put up on a higher difficulty and actually have to play as a sniper, just for wind, just for distance. Enemies will kick the shit out of you if you're not careful. So, I mean, I really applaud this game. For all you Call of Duty motherfuckers who or Halo assholes who love to be snipers, this is my highest recommendation for you. I refuse to go online with this game because I would just get my ass kicked. It'd be that one thing where, I step on a branch, shoof, my head goes off. Or, let's shoot, and then I die, It'd be I hate sniping games because I am just the worst at them. I am notorious of being terrible at stealth, and I am also not the most patient motherfucker either. That's probably why I'm bad at stealth as well. Where, if I'm just sitting, if I play Call of Duty or even in this game, I'm sitting there for a while just waiting for someone to show up, I get antsy. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna go run around. So, I'm not dogging this game at all or any game like that for having the stealth or sniping, but I'm just not good at it. But this game accommodates for people who are not good at it. I love how I'm holding up the case to my computer monitor as if, you guys can see it. This game right here that you can see. It's just really awesome. It's a short game story-wise, but what really sells it is basically that bullet time, and it gets just so much fun. And especially, it kind of encourages you to shoot Nazis into different places. You don't only just go for headshots, because you'll get tired of seeing the headshots. So it kind of encourages you. Go for a lung shot. Go for the heart. Go for the eyes. The game is a lot of fun. And, it could be a good challenge, or you could just be Rambo with a sniper rifle. I'm going to give this a good old B. Just a B, because, like I said, it's a short story, and I don't know how the online is, so just a good old solid B. Whoever's next, go.
Well, I'm gonna review, they're kind of older games, or hack and slash, and it's the, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers and Return of the King.
Nice. I actually already bought Two Towers, so I'll be doing that sometime.
Nice. Well, I mean, they didn't have the Fellowship of the Ring, because pretty much I went into the Two Towers because beforehand they already had the Fellowship of the Ring game out.
Uh-huh.
So basically for Two Towers, of course, you play, the Mines of Moria, the very end, pretty much, and then that's basically just blends right into the Two Towers. Mm-hmm. And it's just a very basic hack and slash game with your favorite, movie trilogy characters.
Well, it's just the top 3, though. It's, you play as Aragorn, Gimli, or Legolas. You don't get to play as, like during the Fellowship, it's not like you could pick Boromir or anything like that, Just, continue. I just wanted to, iterate that for the people. When you say your favorite fellow, really just those 3 in that game.
Yeah, the Two Towers, it's just freaking, have you guys played this game before?
Yes. Actually, it was one of my favorite games back when I was younger. That's why I got it for my PS2, because it's one of those games where I have really high nostalgic for it, and I'm planning on going back and seeing if that nostalgia stays, or if I was just kind of dumb. So, I mean, clearly, I don't know. You tell me if that nostalgia is going to stay.
It did, because, I mean, I don't play them again now because I've pretty much overused the games to the point where, they're all scratched up and to where I'd have to buy new ones. But, I mean, I've even looked at, some YouTube videos, and I was like, shit, it really does make me just want to go back and buy the game.
Oh, yeah. It's actually in my opinion, it's one of my favorite movie tie-ins.
It is. I mean, of course, it's not really a new story by any means. Of course, it's just the story from the movie trilogy and the books. And you just get to play all the main battles. And, especially Helm's Deep for Two Towers, because that's just 3 battles at the end of it.
And the last battle, I have to say, if I remember correctly, is hard as hell. Because you have to protect, the barricade you guys have. And at the end, they are assholes. And if I remember correctly, at the end, they send a fucking troll. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I mean, this is one of those games where you can't spoil it, because it's just based off the fucking movie. So that's
exactly.
I just remember myself really enjoying this game. And it's just, it's one of those things where I have such a Lord of the Rings boner where, if you throw me in a game where I get to kill Uruk-hai and orcs and stuff and I get to play as Aragorn in that, I'm gonna fucking love it.
Exactly. I mean, what don't you love about Lord of the Rings? I'm not sure, Dustin, are you a big Lord of the Rings fan?
Yeah, I am. What I don't like about it is the fact that they all have endings.
That's awesome.
This is awesome. Oh, and it ends.
I actually went off on someone the other day because they're like, I didn't really care for the Lord of the Rings. They were a little too long. I'm like, oh my god, and that's another one of those, I'm gonna just punch you in the throat, because what kind of dumbass answer, oh, it's too long. What, your little attention span can't pay attention for 3 hours? Oh. I'm such a Lord of the Rings nut, I'm about to buy the extended version Blu-ray, even though I already own the DVD versions. I want to own just the extended versions, so I have more Lord of the Rings. But anyways, continue with your review there, Nick.
Well, I mean, basically that's pretty much it, just because, I mean, it just really is just a basic hack and slash. And it really is just a fun, just one hell of a fun game. Just, if you just want that, if you just want to be in the Lord of the Rings universe, and you just want to revisit some of those old-time movie memories and all those old-time funs, I'm probably going to give this probably just an A-.
Nice. Nick, you're making me... I'm glad I picked up that one. I actually already owned Return of the King. But, shit, I almost forgot when I was buying the games for my PS2. I was like, damn it, I should have got fucking The Third Age, because you said that one was pretty good, and that's one I never got around to playing.
Yeah, it is a really fun game, and it is, it does have that different backstory, but you're also kind of following along the same timeline as the original trilogy.
Did you ever play War in the North?
No, I've not.
Oh, you need to play War in the North. It's pretty damn fun. It didn't get the best reviews, but if you ever want to borrow it, I own it on the PS3. You just let me know. I'll bring it by or whatever, and you can play that, because it is a bunch of fun. Dustin, Rusty Dusty, you got a game?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about doing just my little tidbit of The Last of Us.
Oh, go for it, man. You didn't get a chance to.
Alright, so The Last of Us, it's a PS3 exclusive. It's the big old hit right now, as you heard in our top 5.
Yep.
The Last of Us, what I commend the most in this game is the great way they did stealth versus all out balls out. In the way that both of them are actually really good. From what I've found in stealth games, it kind of irritates me, whereas if you don't stealth, the game becomes much less engaging and exciting, because the whole little puzzle part of the game all just automatically turns into one big shit fest, and you just have to kill your way out. While in The Last of Us, killing your way out is just as enjoyable as stealthing through. So I think this game is like 100% fun as what it could be, no matter how you play it. You can sneak through, throw a brick at a guy, go around, like, strangle his ass, or you could just kinda shoot him down and hide in the corner, and the fucking AI will kinda lose track of you again, which I liked. So, shit, the stealth aspect is what I really like. I mean,
you mentioned that AI, and I have to say, I like the mix between how they made the AI with the infected kind of more dumb than they did with the humans, because the humans were actually able to, they'll switch cover, they'll move behind, they'll actually flank your ass if you're not careful. And I thought that was awesome with the AI.
Yeah, it was cool because the humans that get infected, if they get infected for longer periods of time, shit will start to grow on their face and literally obscure their eyes. So I like how they made it so they can't see you, but they can sure as shit hear you.
Oh god.
And the freaking hearing mode in that game, you're allowed to press R2 and see, pretty much see through walls. You see, but it's like everything is black, and then white is all the sounds, and the actual sound waves you get to see bounce off things, and like their field of sound view, I guess. You get to see that, and shit, you just feel like a boss playing this game. The amount of pickups and different kind of like weapons you can use to kill zombies or humans, man, they did it right in this game. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah.
This is the best stealth game experience I've had. So, like, shit, if you're a fan of like Hitman games that are all out stealth, you'll love this game. If you're, shit, I can't, there's no one I can't recommend this game to. The Last of Us, you gotta buy this shit, and if not, you gotta be like, yo, I'm just gonna spend like $20 on my Redbox rental.
Don't. Yeah, like I said, I made that mistake. You listen to Dustin, people. Buy it. Just buy that fucking game, because if you Redbox it, you're gonna do what I did, and you're gonna start getting frustrated towards the end because you think it keeps ending. You're like, okay, I beat it. I finally, god damn it! And you're just gonna, you're gonna start being impatient. But what do you give it there, Dustin?
I'll briefly talk about the multiplayer too.
Did you play the old?
I did play the multiplayer, and it is a lot of fun. They take the single player experience and put it into the multiplayer so effectively. It's a little different because from what I played, I died about as much as I got kills. So, because, you're playing against other humans, and it's pretty difficult when you're not just dealing with AI. But, shit, the way you work it out, like, you play a match and then you, like, get supplies throughout multiple matches. So, yeah, that's
Is it like team versus team?
Yeah, it's team versus team. It's usually, I think, 5 versus 5. You're all survivors, and you don't start with anything except like a pistol. As you collect supplies and get kills, you can, on your death, upgrade your armor or guns, or there's a good balance there. And just throwing a Molotov cocktail at a guy and hearing him yell through the chat, "Fuck, damn it!" it's great. So overall, I throw an A at this game.
A, yeah. I don't know anyone who really gave it less than A. I'm actually quite amazed, though, Naughty Dog was able to do that. They make like this stellar single player with a good story, and it's pretty lengthy, too. It's like, it's a little over 12-hour game, and then they actually add a competent multiplayer from what you're saying to it too. I think that's pretty damn well done.
And like I was only saying, pretty much talking up the stealth and the gameplay, the story is amazing as well. Left that out. It's the best character development I've seen in video games. So
yeah, I agree with that completely. Dustin, you mentioned that stealth, and I remember, when you and I were just playing the game. Holy crap! There are certain points though that you have to be stealthy. I don't know if the balls to the walls technique would be too wise, like when fighting those things that get instant kills on you.
Yeah, there's like this little sewer you end up in. Well, and under this bridge, I think there's like probably 40 infected in this whole little area. And if you didn't do it right, you could have way too many zombies on you at the same time. So,
the part you're talking about, like there was a part with the 3 big guys there underneath that bridge.
Yeah.
I cheated and I had 3 Molotov cocktails and I just threw all 3 of them to kill them.
That ain't cheating, dude. You use your resources.
I guess I wasn't cheating. I just, I was like, I could play this stealthy, or, well, I have these for a reason, and I just threw all 3 of them, timed them out a little bit different, and I burned those fuckers alive, which kind of made no sense being that they were standing in a big pool of water, but I'm gonna take it.
Any reason for you to get out of stealth?
Basically, I am terrible. I'm not stumbling over like leaving like in The Last of Us. Just like I just bump into a zombie. Oh, sorry, sir. Didn't mean to, huh? Excuse me. No, I'm not that bad, but I'm just like, it's just one of those things where I do kind of like the games that Dustin kind of was ragging on, where if you mess up on the stealth, it's just you have to slaughter everybody. I like that aspect. I really do like that of, oh, you found me. Now everybody in this whole room has to die.
Yeah, I enjoy the oh shit factor to that, where it actually is very difficult at times, but that for me it's just when I fail at stealth and then I die and I fail at stealth again and then I die. So if I keep dying over and over, I guess that's what gets at me, but then I just put the difficulty down and I'm like, yay!
That's what I do too. Me with dying, personally, if I die in a video game a lot, it's fine as long as the load times aren't long. Because for some reason, when I have a long load time, like Dragon Age 2 has long load times, especially when you die, it gives you a lot of time to sit there and just kind of get pissed.
It gives you time to reflect on your failure.
Yeah, I know. It kind of drives me nuts. It actually gives me a chance to get pissed off. See, if it just kind of does it pretty quick, then I don't really get as angry as often because I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to retry. What also kind of makes me say fuck you is like that Turok game. If you die in that, they have long checkpoints basically. So you have to replay a long period of gameplay, and I say fuck you games that do that. Okay? I'm kind of like that guy who would like it to like not even start over in 5 minutes of gameplay. Just, you cleared this room, saved it. That's what I do with the Rainbow Sixes. Because those games are hard, so I just fucking, I clear a room, I save. Clear another room, save. I'm just like, yep, I'm never replaying a single room. That is our show, everybody. If you would like us to play a game, put it in our comments. You haven't yet, but maybe one of you will. We'll see. Like I was mentioning before the show, and Dustin, since you're here, I'll mention it again. I got another capture box, so hopefully we'll be able to put we'll get some video stuff up, of us doing gameplays, or maybe a full walkthrough of a game, like, as in a walkthrough, maybe us dicking around and, walkthrough kind of game. Who knows? Like I was saying before, they probably won't be as new games as often, because that just gets expensive, and, Brandon's not made of money, but we'll see. Whoever's fucking with their mic, tell them good night. I guess not. Good night, everybody.
Good night.